Do I branch here or do I switch here? If you're building CloseBot V2, you probably came across the question, or you're coming across the question now of, do I use the branch or do I use a switch? What's the difference and how do they work? In this video, we're going to be breaking down what a branch does, when to use it, some different use cases, and then what the switch does, when to use it, some different use cases as well. I'm not going to waste any of your time. This is going to be a short, quick video for you, breaking it all down, helping you figure out exactly when you should use branch and when you should use switch. So first things first, let's hop in here. I'm obviously in the agent side. So I'm an agent, I'm in a workflow, job flow builder here. And I have an objective. My first objective is just going to be service type, right? Let's just do that. Service type. I'm not connected to anything. Oh, sorry. This needs to go here. Boom. Boom. Right, so our first objective is just getting in. Boom, perfect, right? So now we have objective one, service type. So from objective one, we have 3 different services. Well, what if my questions are different for if somebody picks interior? And what if my questions are different if they pick exterior? What if my questions are different if they pick ceramic coat? How do I branch off? Do I use the switch or do I use the branch? We come across this question very frequently. If we go to the branch, we look at the branch and at the top it says, I like to use AI. One of the two. So it's really a true or false type of situation. So for this type of question, we would use a switch. We would not use the branch. We would use a switch. We would go into the switch and we're going to use AI because it's easier to use. I recommend using AI and letting the AI decide because it's easier. And we're going to give it a quick description, right? And so now the AI, with the cases we give, is going to be able to determine which one they said, right? Boom. So now we have 3 branches, well 4 because there's a none branch, where we could then send our leads down. So if they went down here, if they went down interior, if they went down exterior, and if they went down ceramic, and then we have a none branch as well. So there's a none branch. We can send them down a none branch as well if we wanted to, right? I'm gonna delete that for now. But what if we added more services? We could definitely go back and add more services and be like window tinting. We have 4, right? So we can go more services. Boom, click save. Now we need to add that to our switch branch right here. We're gonna add this and we're gonna go to window tinting. Right, add me my space, click save, and then we're gonna get out of here, add another objective, and as you can see, it gave me another line, and it's my window tinting. So now you understand that the switch is going to conditional logic to determine which path you want to go to, not in a true or false setting, but like picking which one, right? And I love, and I'm gonna recommend, just use the AI. You can do it without the AI, and you can choose. Your left value is, we can go back to custom fields and we can see, for instance, we can look at our nodes. So service type result. And then we have our case. We can use equal to right value, which is interior, right? Friendly name, interior. It's a little bit more confusing. It means the same thing. It's going to be doing the same thing that the bot was doing, but now it's going to be more automated than anything, rather than using the AI and letting the AI decide, did they want an interior? Did they want an exterior? Did they want a ceramic coat, or did they want a window tint, right? You're going to be looking at hard data. And if you wanted something more particular, I would recommend not using the AI. Personally, again, I think you would be completely fine if you just use the AI in that regard. So that's a switch. That's when you would use a switch. You would use a switch for, again, a good recommendation and a good example would be a service type, right? Which service are they trying to pick? Maybe it's also like revenue. What's your current revenue? Maybe it's, more than 5,000, between 5 to 20,000, from 20,000 to 40,000, from 40,000 to 80,000, from 80,000 to 120, and then you have 120,000 plus. Like you could have those different branches going down the switch, because let's just say hypothetically, there's different programs for people who only make 5,000, right? So it's like, okay, you need to go here before you do anything. So you can utilize the switch to send people down the right path. Because if I had, again, go back to the ceramic coating, if I'm a detailer and I have interior, I may have separate questions. That's why I would have to send somebody down a path. If I'm an exterior lead, I may have separate questions, right? So that's exactly how that works. That's a switch branch. So let's talk about our switch, right? So let's talk about our branch here. When would we use our branch? Think of this branch as more of a true or false case scenario, a true or false type of situation, right? So then we could go, right? So if this objective was, let's make a new objective. And if our first objective was, let's say, a true or false type of situation, let's do this. I like this. Boom, right? We don't need advanced settings for now. But now, existing client, I need a branch to determine true or false. Is this an existing client? Question mark, right? So we can now check, is this an existing client? So left value, and you can either use left value, right value, you know, like we just talked about. You can use the nodes and look at past results. The nodes is looking at my result from this objective. So whatever I give as a lead to this, it's going to be stored existing client result. I could use the left value is equal to existing client, right? We could do something like that. And then this is true. So if they are an existing client, we're going to go here, right? And we could go stop on respond or tell them, you know, we could send a statement, oh, existing client, we don't want this AI to talk to them. We just want to tell them to call the front office. Boom, we wanted to do that. We can do that. And then we can, if they're not an existing client, we could go down here and do this. So it's false. Comes down here, reads this, existing client result is equal to existing client. That's false. Comes down here, has a full-blown conversation. We can now go down our objectives, right? We can keep going, adding objectives here. Right, that's how I'd use it in that way. Personally, like I said earlier, I'm always really, if I'm being honest, I'm going to use AI for all of these decisions. Boom, save. If it's yes, it's true, go down this branch. Hey, tell them to call the front desk. We don't want to talk to you. We don't want this AI to talk to you, and then turn the bot off. If it's false, that means they're not an existing client. That means we need to have a brand new conversation, send them down the objective path and ask the questions we need, grab the information we need, send them on their merry way, try to book them on an appointment. That's it, y'all guys. That's the difference between switch. We talk about switch, we talk about multiple different paths, service types, money, revenue, having multiple paths, more conditional logic. We talk about branch. We're talking really about a true or false type of situation. In both of those, we have a using AI to decide or not using AI to decide. Personally, I'm going to utilize AI to the best of my ability to decide because I believe it's going to make better decisions based off of the whole conversational history and not just based off of the hard data that you would have to utilize if you weren't using AI. Now, when using the AI to decide, I believe you are potentially going to be utilizing extra costs for that. So just be mindful of that additional, and it's very insignificant. So you don't really have to worry about it. And again, I'm going to continue to use AI to decide on my switches and on my branches. So that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in learning more about building and selling AI, we have a free school group where we are teaching away, giving all the industry tips and tricks about building AI, selling AI. I'm actually a top affiliate for CloseBot, not to brag, but just give you the heads up that you're in good hands if you join our free school group. But yeah, have a great day. Keep building, keep selling, and later.